After a week delay, we got the Nintendo Direct, and I'll be damned if it wasn't a really good one. Even with the delay, and even with announcements that came out before the Nintendo Direct that were supposed to be a part of the Nintendo Direct, this Direct was pretty damn entertaining. There was a whole bunch of stuff in there, way bigger than I thought it was going to be. There's been a lot going on, a lot to cover, which has kept me away from the YouTube channel, but I'm here now, and I thought I'd do a little feature about 3 things from the Direct that I really liked, and 3 things that I didn't really like. I'm actually really easy to please, so there's not too much I didn't like, but there are some points for me to bring up. So let's talk about the good stuff first. Nintendo started off the Nintendo Direct with a hell of a bang. Just out of nowhere, Luigi's Mansion 3. I think we all started watching, and for the first couple seconds we were like, oh, Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS, they're going to show more of that. And they did later on, but as you watch this footage, you were like, wait a minute, this isn't Luigi's Mansion. And then I was like, oh my god, Luigi's Mansion 3 out of nowhere. And then Nintendo's just like, yep, Luigi's Mansion 3, we'll talk more about it later. Kind of like, you know, no big deal, we do cool stuff like this all the time. Just really awesome to start off the Direct with this, and I feel like it really set the tone for the whole event. There were rumors of Animal Crossing being part of this Direct for a few days now, and it indeed was, so the rumors were true, but Nintendo faked us out at first, and I think a few people caught on, but others weren't so sure. Started off with Isabelle, checking in on her, seeing what's going on, and everybody was like, oh, this is Animal Crossing for the Switch, but it wasn't. It was Isabelle in Smash Brothers, of all things. And then, you know, there was a moment where we were like, well, that's where they're ending the Direct, and then we see Tom Nook, and he's like, hey, by the way, I'm coming to Switch 2 in a brand new Animal Crossing in 2019, so I love the 1-2 punch of that. The thing that Nintendo was probably like, well, they're going to think we're going to announce it here, but it's something else new, and then we're going to hit them with the announcement they thought was coming, so I just really appreciate how that played out. The other day on Twitter I was talking about Katamari Damacy REROLL because the trademark popped up, and we didn't know what platform it was for or what the game was about. But I was saying, boy, it would be nice if this was coming to the Switch, because when it comes to Nintendo, the only Katamari game we ever got was a spin-off on DSiWare, and I really wanted Katamari in its regular form on Switch, and we're definitely getting that with Katamari Damacy REROLL. It's a remake of the very first Katamari Damacy game. I have such fond memories of that game, and there's just so many elements that I love. The soundtrack, the wackiness. It's one of the first games that I played where I was like, you know, games can be different than just what you see on store shelves all the time. Different from shooters, different from sports games. Like, there are games that can have unique ideas and really challenge what's out there to do something new, and it can find success. I mean, look at how long the series has been going. So ecstatic to see that we're finally getting a true Katamari game, and it's coming to the Switch. I'm not going to say those were the biggest elements of today's Direct, but those are the 3 that I really enjoyed personally. So now, I'm going to bring you to 3 elements that I didn't so much enjoy.
You won't have to wait long.
I understand that Directs have to be different between regions because sometimes there's games or products that only release in specific regions, but when it comes to the Switch, we're talking about a region-free system, so there were a couple of head-scratchers that only appeared in the Japanese Direct. Stuff like Assassin's Creed Odyssey Cloud version. Is this really only going to see release in Japan? I mean, I guess that could be the case because with Resident Evil 7 Cloud version, that hasn't come out anywhere outside of Japan yet, so Ubisoft could be doing the same thing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm not here to talk about whether the Cloud idea is a good or bad one. I'm just surprised that this was only in the Japanese Direct, and I'll be even more surprised if Ubisoft isn't going to bring it out worldwide. I don't know why they would want to keep it out of Europe and North America, but they haven't said anything yet, so as far as we know, it's not coming here. Then on top of that, they showed Downwell. Why is Downwell something that was only in the Japanese Direct? I'm a huge fan of Downwell, and it's being published by Devolver Digital. There's no chance in hell that this game is only going to release in Japan. This is something that's going to be worldwide, so why was it left out here? And also on top of that, why wasn't it part of the 2 Nindies presentations that we had in recent weeks? I don't understand. Maybe the deal wasn't done. Maybe they weren't sure it was going to release. I have no idea. But it was good enough for the Japanese Direct, but not good enough for anywhere else. When I saw the NES-style controllers for the Switch, I was like, man, what a really cool idea. No, you don't need them. No, they're not important, but they are still cool, and I would love to have them for the Switch, and I plan on getting them. My issue with them is they're only available to Switch Online customers, so yes, it's like an exclusive offer, a reason to sign up, but I think it's kind of sad to see that you have to get the Switch Online paid subscription to even have a chance to buy these, and I know that's going to make people really angry, and I also know that's why they didn't talk about it during the Direct, because they just wanted people to be excited about it, and then later on be like, oh, by the way, you need to sign up for Switch Online to be able to pre-order these. So, kind of crappy. They obviously knew what they were doing with how they revealed it. I don't think it's bad that they're going to be offered there. I don't think it's bad that it's an exclusive deal or anything like that. But I do know that there's going to be plenty of people who don't want the Switch Online service and will be more than happy to buy these controllers just to have, even if they're not going to use them to play NES games. I'm sure you can use them for other titles as well. Alright, here's one I'm really furious about. Buckenberry was taken out of New Super Mario Bros. U for New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe on this Switch. Who the hell made this decision? Now we have Nabbit and Toadette. Totally fine with both of those characters in there, but why do we need to have Buckenberry bumped out to include those two? That's a terrible decision. Ala Gold's still there. Why is he allowed to be there? And Buckenberry had to be yanked out. It makes no sense. Also, what the hell's going on with Toadette turning into Peachette? What the hell is a Peachette? They just kind of threw that into the trailer. They're like, and you take this special crown and you're Peachette. No, what's a Peachette? What's going on? Is Toadette Peach? I don't understand. Whatever, I can wait to get more details on that, but I need to know now why Buckenberry was taken out. There you go, that's my 3 positives and 3 negatives from this Nintendo Direct, but in all seriousness, I really did enjoy it. I thought it was one of the better ones we've seen, and yeah, I really am upset about Buckenberry. So hit up the comments, let me know what you think. I want to know what your favorite parts and least favorite parts were, something you didn't expect that you were surprised to see, something you wanted to see that wasn't there, whatever you got, just leave it in the comments and I'll read through and check it out. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet. And we're even over on Instagram at instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot!